Hi golfers, Jack Spencer here, Practical Golf for All. Today's little video is going to be about something you probably don't think about very often, but I think you should, especially during a round of golf. A round of golf is no place to make swing changes. If you play 18 holes with 7 different swings, it's probably not going to work out very well at all. Swing changes are for the practice tee and supervised practice, however you like to do it. What I'm talking about is during your round, actually playing golf. So if I had this 2x4 and I mounted it, let's say right here, and started a nail in it and gave you a hammer and said, here, hammer this nail into the 2x4, you wouldn't think about elbow position and hand position and weight transfer, nothing like that. It wouldn't occur to you at all. You'd be thinking about driving that nail as forcefully as you can into that 2x4. Granted, some people will be able to drive it with more force, but the point being here is what you're focused on. In golf, what you're doing is you have an implement and you're striking an object, your golf ball. So if you can just focus on getting that implement into that golf ball as consistently and forcefully as you can, it's going to help you with your contact. Are you going to hit every shot perfectly? Of course not. Does anybody? No. But what it can do, rather than you standing there after maybe you hit a shot you're not happy with and you think, well, what if I change my elbow position, or what if I snap this right side into it a little bit more? That's all well and good for the practice tee. Certainly not the golf course. My big miss, and I hate myself for it, and I know it as soon as I do it. I come in and I'll stand, I don't know why, but I'll lose my spine angle and I'll spin up out of it, and it starts to the right, maybe goes a little further right. If I concentrate more on taking this club, this implement, and striking the object that's in front of me, that's going to either slow down or speed up naturally the parts of your body that need to be in pretty good position for solid contact. So if I'm coming in here and I'm thinking I'm going to hit that golf ball with this club, I'm not going to hit it that well if I lift out of it. I'm going to come into it in a lot more square position. And that's true whether you're, if you happen to be somebody whose normal swing path is a little bit over the top and you're coming across it, or if you happen to be one of the unusual folks who's way inside or flips it, that mental change should elicit enough of a physical change where you're doing that far less. You can't lose sight of what the object of this game is, and that's striking the ball. I would encourage you, I mean, there's a ton of videos out online. If you want to improve your scores, don't watch videos where they're telling you can hit the ball 30 yards further if you drop it down here. I've gone over this before, and spin your hips and add 30 yards, consistent yards instantly. Right. If you want to improve your scores and you want to do it in a relatively short period of time, go to your practice chipping and pitching area. Make sure that when you hit those chips that you're looking at 2 putts, and then get it to the point where half the time it's a 1 putt, whether you're getting it that close or your putting's improved. I mean, that's what's going to lower your scores. Hitting the ball 30 yards further is not going to lower your scores. It seems glamorous, but it really isn't. And again, if you're trying to make a really big swing change, you have to prepare yourself for a ton of practice, hopefully supervised, 6 months or longer. And the other thing you have to mentally prepare yourself for is playing the worst golf of your life. because you're gonna spray balls everywhere. So, I mean, if you're willing to accept that, and if you're willing to work hard at it, and you wanna make that type of a change, you can probably do it. But just be aware of the consequences. I think you'd be far better off working on solid strikes with whatever happens to be your own swing, whether it's a little bit outside in or whether it's a little bit flipping through the zone and drawing it, or, you know, the one thing you want to get away from, and the one thing that this will really help with when you think about striking this object with an implement, you're going to get away from the chunks, the tops, things like that. I mean, if you're swinging that hammer and putting that nail into that 2x4, the chances are pretty good you're not going to miss the entire 2x4. You may not hit the nail on the head all the time, so to speak, but I don't think you're going to swing and do an airball type thing. So those are my thoughts on that. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.